Good evening, everyone. Now, I'm not as accustomed to the limelight as Ken is, so please bear with me tonight. We're all here because of a common interest in architecture, whether you like to design it, build it, or you're lucky enough to live in it. I want to start tonight by telling you a bit more about ourselves. Lindesay Construction was founded in 1987 and has for the last 30 years established itself a reputation for building some of the most incredible homes in New Zealand. We've been lucky enough to work alongside some of the best architects in the country, most of which are here tonight, and we continue to forge great relationships with both professionals in the industry and clients alike. We have a passion for architecture, enjoy pushing the boundaries of engineering, or simply creating efficient and well-designed homes in batches. It's not about building bigger and more expensive than the next. It's about being part of a journey with a design team and creating a unique new home for your client. I think the hardest part of our job is handing over the keys to the houses at the end. You can get pretty attached to them during the build. Tonight I've been asked to discuss how to confidently engage your builder in order to ensure you head down the right track from the start. So first of all, open up a web page, enter in your search criteria in Google, high-end residential construction, click on the first link you see, and you're done. But seriously, there are hundreds of builders out there. So how do you make the right decision for you? In case you're trying to correlate the two, these topics don't have particularly interesting images, so the backgrounds are simply homes we've built over the last few years. Now, every strong relationship, either personal or professional, relies on trust and transparency. Choosing a builder that earns your confidence and trust is one of the most important decisions you'll make early on in your project. So why the suspicion in the first place? Why are builders so difficult to trust? It's an industry that has been tainted in the past by rogue builders. Stories of loss of deposits, half-finished projects, incorrectly built structures and envelopes. Further to that, it is often overlooked that building a home can be extremely daunting and stressful time for clients when faced with the complexities and expense of a bespoke home. I would say here that keeping your architect engaged for the full project and engaging your builder as early as possible will help to give you the support you need throughout your project. It will offer you continued design support and early advice on costs and construction methodology. So given there are legitimate reasons for this feeling of exposure, I'm going to discuss 4 relative aspects of engaging your builder, commonly known in the industry as non-price attributes. So these are checking their reputation, their qualifications, their character, and their capabilities. So while we're on this slide, this is a good example of not needing to throw a lot of money at a project to make it beautiful. Designed by Aaron Patterson, who's here tonight, this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home sits comfortably on its snug Greyland site. At about $4,000 a square metre, it came out at about $900,000, and it's one of the favourite homes we've built. So first of all, checking their reputation. Ask friends and family about their experiences. Would they use their builder again? What went well and what didn't? How did they deal with difficult situations? Talk to your architect and other professionals. They will deal with several builders at any one time and will know which builders are a good fit for you and a good fit for your project. A builder worth their salt will have no hesitation at all in offering several past clients to talk to. Once you've chosen a builder or builders, ask for 2 to 3 past clients to talk to. Make sure it's a similar project of scope and scale to yours. Talking to past clients of your builder can give you a real confidence in engaging them. They will have experienced the full spectrum of their service from the pre-start involvement right through to post-completion remedials and maintenance support. Checking their qualifications. Your builder should be industry qualified, most likely under the BCITO. Following on from that, their new home will involve restricted building work. and therefore your site manager and certain subcontractors will need to be LBP or licensed building practitioners. If they don't hold this, they are not legally able to undertake the work, and you will not be able to apply for a code of compliance. This could have huge implications both for insurance and resale value. It's really something to be careful about. Other organisations that hold some respect and support are the registered master builders, certified builders. These are industry associations. While not a technical requirement, they do demand tough standards of membership. Other industry associations, such as Brands, SiteSafe, and the Cement and Concrete Association of New Zealand, which may be more specific to a certain building type but may be relevant to your project, also shows that the builder participates in their professional development. The other way to qualify your builder is to visit recent projects, similar in scale and complexity. Visiting completed houses to see the finished product is an easy way to gauge if your builder is up to the job. Ensure you're engaging the right builder for your project is imperative. Builders that do villa renovations and bathroom refurbishments may be very good carpenters, but could struggle with cutting-edge architecture and complicated structures. Recognition. Have they consistently won awards, featured in magazines and online? How long have they been in business for is very important. Warren Buffett once said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. Construction is a very, very cyclical industry, and a company that has endured these financial cycles shows an ability to manage time, cost, and relationships. Personalities. Given there will be several companies capable of building your home, this is probably the most relevant aspect to consider. Meet the team that will be building your home. Do you think you will get on with them? Get a feel for their character, how they conduct themselves, and whether you will be comfortable working with them on your project. So entwined with the clients' lives we become, we often find ourselves taking the role of business advisor, childcare, or even marriage counsellor. You will be working alongside your builder for the next year or two. Do you think these are people you can share a laugh with and openly communicate with? You're about to spend your life savings on a project. Surely you want to have some fun along the way, or I can tell you there's better ways to spend that money. Ask to visit a current building site. Is the site tidy, well organised, people well presented and polite? A tidy site is a sign of a well organised team that takes pride in their work. It's not only reflecting of discipline, but also makes for a more efficient and safe workplace. Passion. Discuss the design of the project with your builder. Do they understand the architecture and the architect's design intent? Do they share in your excitement about the project, or are they just notching up another contract? Are they enthusiastic about the actual craft of building? Talk to them about the details and how they might approach the build. What excites them about your project? The last aspect I'm going to talk about tonight is checking their capabilities. Does your builder have an understanding of the properties of material, the concepts of detailing, compliance, and compatibility of materials? Not taking things for granted, reviewing and critiquing details in a constructive manner with the design team, adding to the robustness of the envelope. You'll all be aware of the recent and ongoing leaky housing crisis. These buildings all had building consents, code of compliances, and complied with the New Zealand Building Code. And we all know what happened there. Your builder needs to have a complete understanding of the principles of buildings, how to keep water out and heat in, thinking above and beyond simply compliance and manufacturer's standard literature. This might be a somewhat complex discussion to have at the initial chat with your builder, but something to perhaps consider as the project develops. The more heads together reduces the risk for all parties. Now, the main variables in building are time, cost, and quality. Quality is seldom negotiable, so managing the other two becomes critical. Can your builder offer quantity surveying and budget management? services technology advice, integration of environmental systems. Are the health and safety systems robust? You'll be visiting the site in the weekends and after hours with your friends and family. You want to ensure that you're entering a safe environment. What meetings can you expect? How frequently will they be? When can you expect budget updates? Are they able to manage your expectations? Request samples and benchmarks to ensure that you know what you're getting, particularly natural materials with inherent variation. If you're using non-standard materials, like these Totra shingles, consider testing it in a full-scale mock-up in the expected conditions. Lead times. Ask for a program which should highlight critical milestones and lead times, and also, importantly, inform you when you need to make decisions. For example, albeit perhaps an extreme one, this house we're building with Dominic Glamzina Architects at the moment is primarily built from Totra. It isn't a product you simply go down to placemakers and chuck on the back of the ute. Originally clear-felled to make way for the more lucrative native timbers such as Rimu over 70 years ago, we can now go back and salvage the Totra from the central North Island forests. Having sourced the logs, they are cut into manageable lengths, dragged by bulldozer to the nearest road about 7 kilometres through the bush, transported by lorry to a mill in Tokoroa, and cut into approximate rough sizes for air drying. Otherwise known as seasoning of the timber, to avoid splitting and cracking, they dry naturally like this for up to 18 months. We test the moisture content regularly. They are then dressed and sanded and sent to site where they're received and visually graded to ensure they meet the architect's specification. It's a pretty straightforward process, but takes over 2 years. But this needs to be carefully and meticulously planned to ensure it slots into the rest of the program. So check your builder has the right spread of services required to manage all aspects of your project, or you may need to engage separate consultants to undertake this work, quantity surveyors, project managers, services consultants, and so on. Ensuring you have the right team on board from the start is the key to a successful project. It's about people, not just skills and fancy websites. I hope this has given you some insight into engaging your builder. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me. Enjoy the rest of your night.